Hello YouTube, I am Lewel Stamp and this is a Sky Factory 2.4 video on loot bags. Alright, let's get to work. Alright, so loot bags are dropped from hostile or passive mobs in an equal drop chance. There are the 5 basic types, common, uncommon, rare, etc. And their drop rates are 2%, 1.5%, 1%, 0.5%, and 0.1% for the legendary. There are also four other bags. There's the bacon bag, the waffle bag, the Soren bag, and the wild bag. But we're not really going to go into those. They're not part of the loot bag system, and you cannot automate their opening and etc. So we're only going to go into these guys right here. Now the loot bags. Okay, so for 4 days, I collected all the loot bags that I could off my my mob farm, and they went straight into my ME system. And then as I got them, I would shift right click them into these 5 chests. I took all of the duplicates and I reharvested them and recycled them in a loot recycler because all I was looking for is the items themselves, not the numbers of items, just what actual items appear in common loot, uncommon loot, etc. And what I found is there's extremely little difference between the types of bags. This is the entire listing minus a few items that are expected to show up but haven't yet just due to rarity. But I have a spreadsheet that goes over that in detail. There's a link below in the description that you may feel free to follow, and it will have all of this information in it. Anyway, for 4 days, this is what I ended up with. Um, there are a few items that are unique to the common bag, this full guard pattern, these inscriber presses, the Safari Net, Jailer Safari Net, Nether Quartz. I think there are a couple of other items that are unique, maybe the Ender Lily seeds. Anyway, with that as an exception, um, everything you see here is the same stuff as everything you see here. Acoustics head I haven't yet gotten in a common bag, but I don't really need an acoustics head for anything. Okay, so my point really is that the legendary loot bag, as you can see, oh, wrong. As you can see, that's all I got after 4 days. There's not a lot of bags dropped, and the only thing that is unique, not even unique, it's just that golden apple. There's also an enchanted golden apple, which I think only appears in the legendary loot bags, but I haven't gotten one yet. Um, but the amount of stuff dropped is very, very small comparatively, and really I just don't see any need to worry about it. You can upgrade them for loot bags of each type, create the next one along. I'll show you that right now. So I can take these 4 common loot bags. Oh, that's not a bag. And any placement in a crafting grid. You don't even need to be in a crafting grid. You can do it in your own inventory. And it makes an uncommon bag. So that's fine. There's really no reason to do that, though. I mean, a lot of common bags, I'd rather have a lot of common bags than not. Anyway, this system, you'll start to get inundated with these bags. So there's reason to automate, and we'll go over that in just a minute. I have an automated system I'd like to show you. But basically, before we do that, I wanted to show you a little experiment that I'm going to run in your presence. Each one of these chests contains, well, the chest and the autonomous activator, they all contain a total of 36 of each type of loot bag, and we're going to run all 5 of them, and you're going to see essentially what we're going to get in these things. All we have to do is turn this guy into sneak, and they should start. Yep, there they go. Okay. Sneak, 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 and sneak. All right, so that should go through those pretty fast. All right. Are we done? Almost. Okay, so let's see what we got. I'm just going to hit this sort button and you can get an idea of what we've got. The comparison between the 4 days worth of materials and this is just 36 bags. In 4 days, I went through probably 200. But you can see what you start to get. I mean, you get multiple music discs, you get a lot of the presses. Look how much redstone alloy, and there's not a lot of use for the redstone alloy. Multiple boots, multiple armor. We did get one of those. That's pretty rare. Excuse me. But let's see what we got in the uncommon. Well, look at that. Pretty much the same kind of distribution, except we got 4 conduit probes that time. But we get a couple of the rings, stuff like that. This is rare. Wow, we got a lot of stuff in rare. Wow, but look at all the duplicates, the mundane belts, how many of those do you need? The division sigils, all that armor. Okay. Holy smokes. That's neat. I haven't done this experiment before, so this is kind of this is kind of informative to me too. I mean, look how many enchanted books we got. They're all the same every time you restart it kind of cycles through and makes a different set, but this is extremely informative. Very interesting. But as you can see, you don't need a lot of this type of bag. I mean, these are epic bags, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. We only got 25 different types of items as compared to probably some more. Okay, so let's look at the last one. You can already see, I mean, look at all the gold horse armor. Look at all the pickaxes. Look at all these rings. So much duplication. Um, okay, well, that was pretty interesting. So now let's go take a look downstairs. I want to show you the system that I have set up for automating the loot bags. All right, so down below is the mob farm, and this is what I've got going on down there. All right, this is the underside of my mob grinder. The output from the grinder itself is all going into that single iron chest. The item conduits are pulling out into 4 separate ender chests, each with unique coloring scheme. The loot bags off to the left, etc. The recycler, the matter condenser so I can get a singularity, not really related, and then the stuff that just goes into the ME system. It is all done via advanced item filters or basic item filters, depending on the number of items that I need to pull out. It's either 5 or 10, and well, that's basically it. It sends it up to corresponding ender chests up above. What I have in front of me is basically a corresponding system. Okay, so the mob farm recyclables, that's the arrows, the manicchio essence, the rotten flesh, that kind of stuff. That comes in here and goes straight into the recycler. And as you can see, it's been building up for a little while. It's got 48 bags right now. The actual loot bags, it's almost full already. They come in there, and both of these feed into the autonomous activator, which right now has no power, and is also full. Those get ejected into this box right here, that chest. There is a extremely detailed item filter. It's many recursive item filters inside of one item filter with many items. I think there's a total of 8 that have maybe 71 different items in it. And that's all the stuff that I don't want. It's going back into the recycler, and it's making more of the loot bags, the common variety. They're getting sent into here, and it's doing the process over and over again. The stuff that I do want, again, with a nested or recursive set of item filters, many fewer. I think it's only 3 or 4 filters inside that one filter. All of that stuff then gets sent into the ME input bus that's right here. Okay, so let me get back to you in just a second. I'm going to put power to this thing and we'll see it work. Okay, there it is. It's got a capacitor behind it right now, which is feeding it power, and it is starting to work. You can see all the different items. It's going to be inundated for a while because the um, the backlog is real. Anyhow, I'll give you a chance to take a look at that pretty closely. This entire system, I would set it up normally in a different area. I wanted it to be extremely simple and clean for you to look at it. But this is basically it. The system itself is not cheap to build, but it's also not that expensive. And once you start getting the resources in, this thing more than pays for itself. That little cycle right there. And everybody's got a mob farm, so you got to have something to do with it. Anyway, I hope this is helpful to you guys. If you have any comments that you would like to make regarding a simpler way to do this or a better way to do it, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.